Well, here we are, guys. Manila. Bad weather's coming in now. Storms, heavy weather forecast, maybe even floods later on. But you know what? It's cool. Looking forward to enjoying the change. Hot, medium, or it's rainy. It's just great. And when you've got a nice apartment, it helps. And being able to look out the window and see things going on, it makes you feel very cozy, for want of a better word. But yeah, I hope wherever you are, you're having a good time, because here, I think it's a case of staying in and probably do some cooking. Maybe later on go out for a quick stroll, stretch the legs. But all in all, nah, I'm good. I'm good. Eat, drink, chill out, watch some movies or something. That's all that's important, right? So I guess for the weekend, most of you guys have got something going on. Maybe you're out partying, maybe you're just traveling, maybe you're actually on a plane now, or it's quite likely you're just sitting having a coffee in some local spot. But I'd imagine from all the news I'm seeing about the US, UK, China, there's a lot of stuff going on that really is very ugly. And if we take it another level, a crappier level, we've got the Hamas, we've got the Palestinians, we've got Netanyahu, we've got the Gaza Strip thing going on, Ukraine shit still flying around. Who knows what's going on there? People have become desensitized to it. And certainly now, hopefully with Trump saying he's stepping in to try and calm things down on the Gaza Strip, and possibly, hopefully, he can extricate himself from the Netanyahu thing, because attacking Iran is the worst thing you can do. These guys, it's a larger state. They've got armory, they've got armor, they've got military strength. They may not have nukes, but they've got the capability to create them. And this stupid arsehole, Netanyahu, bombs them and hopes to drag the US in to support him. Because this is the plan. Use the strength of the superpower to help you to overcome your so-called quote-unquote threats. It's nonsense. And I mean, how this guy can actually do the things he's doing in Gaza and gets away with it, I would parallel that in many ways to Hitler. The German SS, what's it called, elitism, the extermination of so many Jews and other ethnics, anything just to relinquish their power or their existence, and thinking that you can place yourself on some sort of like apex status because you have white skin, you got blue eyes, and you somehow believe you're better, superior to other beings, other nationalities, because of their color, skin, cultural background or history. Well, sadly and happily in some ways, China is stepping into that role, and I believe they're the ones who are the key. They're the turnkey to everything that's happening in the world. They've got their issues, mind you, but they're not warmongering. They're not going out and blasting people or threatening them with tariffs or pressuring them into devious, underhanded activities to overthrow governments. When they go to countries, they're actually leaving a legacy. They're creating infrastructure. They're creating a better life for the people. Of course, every country's taking what they can out of a situation, but China is the lesser of all the evils, and I think they're creating much more of a global resource and impact and trade center and routes to negotiating across the globe. Whereas the likes of America, they're losing it. They haven't got the power anymore now, though they're struggling and persisting that they have. They know damn well that empire is down the toilet, and they're doing everything they can just by the nature of everything they say and do and their actions, and this kind of like exporting or deporting people to other countries that are living in the US for 20, 30 years, pulling families apart, dumping them in what's called now the alligator Alcatraz out in Florida, put them in a place where they can't escape, otherwise you get eaten by alligators and snakes. This guy, I would say, is another Hitler, another version of Hitler, but with the same elitism, same egotistical, narcissistic behavior. that is going to isolate the US and make the globe see America never was about shared resources, never was about protection of others. It's protectionism of itself. It's about maintaining power, controlling countries, acquiring resources, colonization of countries like the Ukraine and its resources, like Africa, like in some places in Middle East, and of course, well, many places in the Middle East actually, and Asia Pacific areas. They're trying all the time, underhandedly, from what we even see. God knows what else is below that level that's subversive that we do not know about. You know, they're selling armory, military things to blow other countries up. You know, instead of being the guy, being the superior that supposedly you're saying you are, that can guide other countries for a better lifestyle, that will then make you stand out as being a real leader, a true guide, some humanitarian aspect that you're capable of doing. But no, it's never about people. It's never about even Americans, right? They treat their own with derogatory, poor negativity. With their, what's it called? Medicare, Medicaid, all this, they're removing this from the people who are their citizens, right? So if they're doing this to their citizens, doing this to their allies, Canada, Mexico, the Panama Canal, renaming it, UK, Europe, Ukraine, and then Japan, who owes most of their wealth. You know, China holds a lot of their wealth because they own China and they owe Japan so much. But they're trying to apply this pressure of military strength, which in fact is not as updated as it should be. Look at China's update. They're modifying, they're updating, they're creating, they're growing, they're reaching out to other countries. And from the military standpoint, they are the superpowers. They're not fully fledged yet, but they've got the means, they've got the resources, they've got the manpower, they've got the numbers. The US is degrading. Most of the F-16s, F-35s, and all these military, armaments are at least 10 years old. So they're living on the old system, right? And they're trying to sell this item abroad, which still is good quality, though there's lots of issues with them, but they're not cutting edge. Chinese stuff is cutting edge. China's making AI systems in their aircraft, military aircraft, that can target several items, target several targets at the same time. It can acquire information across its other military aspects, say the tanks, say the ships, say other aircraft. They can exchange information via AI and share this in real time. America's got some of this, but it's old hat. So when they start throwing their weight around and living off of history, living off of what was 70 years ago, 50 years ago, they are lying to themselves, because Trump knows this, but he believes by applying all these measures of pressure, peer pressure, tariffs, and awkward alliances, creating what he considers as need. America first, you need us, you're going to come to us. No, he's finding the BRICS community are the next stage, the next governance, the next superpower, the next trading avenues that America are going to be disconnected from. They are in deep shit. They know it, but they're clinging on because they don't know another way. They don't want to know another. They don't want to negotiate. They believe they don't have to negotiate. The arrogance, the stupidity, the narcissistic, and the power struggle that within them holds them back from negotiating to get a better outcome. And shit's gonna hit the fan even more than it is now. Beware, let's hope we don't have a third world war. I wouldn't want to see that. But guys, who knows with Trump? Anything's possible with this moron, because he doesn't see anything more than his own gain. Thank you guys. Have a great day.